Welcome back. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for this amazing series, which there's so many submitted questions. There's too many to handle since we heard last time from Rabbi Rahimi about you can't be embarrassed. You have to ask your questions in order to learn, in order to know, in order to find out what you don't know. And that is being presented by the Chazaq organization and Torah Anytime. And everyone should tune in, like you're doing right now, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TorahAnytime.com/Chazaq2. That's spelled TorahAnytime.com/CHAZAQ, the number 2. And you should email us your questions to events@chazaq.org, and we will address your question right here. Email us at events@chazaq.org, events@chazaq.org. To start us off, we're going to talk about a very important teaching. What does it say? It says that we should be careful about mincha. So what? This is what I heard from Rabbi Eli Mansour. So Rabbi Mansour explained. He said the simple interpretation is, well, what's the simple interpretation? Okay, fine. Practically, you have to be careful about mincha because why? Because okay, fine. Shachris. Okay, fine. Whatever time you're supposed to get up a little bit earlier. Okay, fine. Beautiful. And go pray in the morning. Shacharit, Shachris. But what about, and then Marv? Okay, fine. End of your day. Okay, fine. Whether it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. Okay, fine. Go down Marv. What about Mincha? Mincha smack in the middle of your day. You have meetings, you have classes, whatever it is. Now we say, go down. Now the obligation is what? Yada mincha. Wow, that's a practical example. That's how I explained it. He said, but there was the deeper interpretation. He said, in life, you have a shachris of your life, a mincha of your life, and a marv of your life. A shachris of your life is when you're younger. Okay, fine. You go through your younger years, and then what's the marv of your life when you're older already? So, and what's the mincha of your life when you're involved in the world, whatever you may call it. Let's say you're in business, you have school, or whatever it may be, and you have family obligations. You have to make a parnasa, or maybe you're in college or you're in high school. You have classes. You have all these different studies. So then we say, be careful about mincha, meaning don't squander the main years of your life, the mincha of your life. So maybe if you can give some Chazaq to people. Some people, they might say, okay, fine, like, okay, the Torah, Hashem, I understand, it's amazing, it's beautiful, but I just want to, I'm not involved, not interested in there. Okay, fine, when I retire, when I get married, or whatever it may be. If you could touch upon this amazing point.
Wow. Thank you for watching again. I don't even know why you need me, Rabbi. I mean, it should be questions answered with you. Beautiful shot from Rabbi Eli Mansour. Okay, so this topic, oh my gosh, this topic can go on for hours. Okay, let's see something quick about it. But that's the way life is, Rabbi. That's the truth. That's the way life is. No matter, you can always try your best. I'm talking to myself also. You can always try your best to remind yourself how not to waste time. But the nisyonot, the tests that we have in our generation really distracts us. It really distracts us, especially the youth, the teenagers. Like, am I also a teenager, I guess? And just turned 30. Young, whatever it is, there's a lot of distractions going on all over the place. Life is not boring as it used to be. Life is like, it looks exciting. It's a lie. It's a lie. Let me make that clear. That's a lie. All the phones, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that is one big lie. Vacations, that's all the Yetzer Hara's way to manipulate you thinking life is about that, and eventually you lose that in the future. That's all a lie, but it's tough. It's tough. I'm aware it's tough, and the rabbis are aware it's tough. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to try to say a mashal. I'm going to try to say a parable to wake up as many neshamot as possible, and B'ezrat Hashem, I shall wake myself up through this mashal. The Dubna Magid says a very, very powerful mashal. He says, imagine you have two brothers, one wealthy brother and one younger brother that's not so wealthy. The younger brother tells his older brother, you gotta bring me into your business a little bit. I also want to make a lot of money. I also want to start having a business. I have to start making a living. I have to start rolling. I have to start thinking big, as they say. We go big, these guys say, right? We go big. They want a lot of money. So the older brother tells him, come with me to China. Back in the good old days, come with me to China. I have a factory. I'll introduce you. I'll train you how to make the products. When we come back to Brooklyn, you're going to come in the business and you'll grow just like I grew. The younger brother who's married asks his wife for permission if he's allowed to go to China with his brother to go start a business. His wife says yes, but only for a short amount of time. It's very hard for me without you. Here, go. They both go to China. They land, after off the plane, they land, they take a taxi to the hotel in Beijing over there, the beautiful Beijing. They go to a very fancy hotel. The older brother says, okay, we got to go to sleep. No time for supper. We got to go to sleep tomorrow. We have to be up early, very early. We have a lot of business meetings. The younger brother says, I'm also going to go to sleep. I just want to check at the casino downstairs. The younger brother goes downstairs and he starts playing casino. He starts rolling the dice and rolling the dice. And it's getting later and later and later. He just landed from the plane. He only comes back to the room at 6 o'clock in the morning. He puts his head down. His brother an hour later says, let's go, wake up. We have business to do. We have meetings after meetings and meetings after meetings. Let's go. The younger brother tells his older brother, the businessman, leave me alone. I'm tired. Leave me alone. I just came back. He's like, you know what? I'm going. I'm not waiting for you. I have meetings to do. The older brother leaves the hotel and he has such a good day, meeting after meeting, business after business. He comes back. He doesn't see his younger brother in the hotel room. What's going on? It ends up being this younger brother woke up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and he went to the pool. He's swimming at the pool the whole time. And again, he comes back late at night and the older brother tells him, all we have is 10 days here. How long are you going to waste your time with the casinos and the pool? His brother tells him, don't worry, one more day and that's it. One more day and that's it. And Abatai goes another day. The older brother goes to the business meetings and another one, another home run, another home run. More and more. You move forward in business more and more. But meanwhile, the younger brothers by the pool, by the beach, by the hotel, by the casino, by the, I don't know where he was going, all over the place, playing ball, watching movies, Netflix to Netflix, YouTube to Facebook, Facebook to Instagram, more and more and more and more and more and more. Came the last day. The older brother tells him, that's it. We got to go back home. We're going back to Brooklyn. The younger brother tells him, what? We're going so fast to Brooklyn. That's it. I was only here for 10 days. I didn't even do anything. He's like, I warned you every single day and I warned you and you told me, don't worry about it. I have time. Don't worry about it. I have time. It'll be a different time for the business meetings. Different time to accomplish things. Now, I want to play with the dice and the cards and I want to watch movies. They go back home. The wife greets her husband. No, how was China? How many accomplishments? How much business did you do? How embarrassed is the husband? What is he going to tell his wife? She let him go for 10 days, although it was hard for her, and he comes back empty-handed. What was he doing the whole time? Casino after casino, movie after movie, the beach after the beach, vacation after vacation. Meanwhile, you did not accomplish anything what you went for. You went to China to come back with the goods, to come back with the business deals, and you wasted your time. How foolish is that person, Rabbi? How do we bring it home, Lamashah, for the teens, including myself? Life is very distracting. Right now, the generation is a lot of distracting things. We tell ourselves, we know what's right, but we have time. We know what's right, but we have time. Another movie, and another movie. Another year goes to waste. Another year goes to waste. Another day goes to waste. I know a person that goes on vacation way too many times. I don't even know what the point of vacation is. The whole point of vacation is because you need a break from something. But if you always go on vacation, you need vacation with a vacation. You have to get a break from vacations. Sometimes a person wastes his life. He goes from one place to another place, from one car to another car. Your car is fine. Why are you getting even a newer car? What are you wasting your time for? Or a person, unfortunately, wastes his time too much going on too many other attractions. That wastes his life more and more and more. But meanwhile, you were brought in this world. Hashem had a very hard time sending you in this world. Hashem wants you next to him in Olam Haba. Your neshama was next to Hashem. That's where Hashem wants you. He said, I'll bring you in this world. I'll bring you down here. I'll ship you here. But there's a reason why you're here. I need you to accomplish. I need you to accomplish more Torah, more mitzvot, more chasadim, more tefillah. Pray, Torah, chesed, chesed. Let's go. Build, build, build. Make sure you're not that person that says, Hashem, I have time. I'm only young. I'm so young. I'm 16. I'm 17. This is the life. Let's party. This is the life. You're never going to get that time back. That whatever you're supposed to accomplish in that age, you will never come back. It's not like you can make it up later on. It's not true. That year, whatever you're supposed to accomplish, unfortunately, you can never get back. A person, Hashem gives you time. Hashem gives you every single day. There's opportunities of that day and there's opportunities of that year. Do not mess up. Don't be like that younger brother who went to China and wasted his time and came back empty-handed. Chas v'shalom. Don't come back to Hashem after 120 empty-handed. Please don't be that fool. Learn Torah and do mitzvahs. Besides that, I want to disagree, and I want to challenge any teenager or adult that wants to disagree with this. Send in the question. If you want, you can call me. If you're looking to have fun, you're making a mistake, and I said this a million times. You're making a mistake if you think having fun means partying all day and watching movies. It's a foolish mistake. Hashem, who created everything, already told you the greatest fun is learning Torah. The greatest fun is getting close to Him. Although you might not see it in the beginning, but you have to trust Hashem. You have to trust the Creator of the world. How can you get up and say, Hashem, forget it, I don't want to learn, I want to watch movies, I think life is funner the other way? How can a person do such a thing? That makes no sense, unless you don't believe in God, which is not good if you don't. But if you really believe in Hashem, that makes no sense. If anybody wants to challenge me on that, please send in an email or call me, because I just can't think otherwise. How can a person say he wants to have fun and he's not religious, he doesn't learn? That makes no sense. So a person has to accomplish, especially while you're a teenager, while you're young. That's when your mind is clear. Your learning is beautiful. When you're getting older, you're going to get married. It gets harder to learn. It gets very hard to learn when you get married. Now when you're young and you're a teenager, these are the years. Grab that opportunity. Sit and learn. I remember in yeshiva when we were teenagers, we didn't even have cell phones. You don't even understand how awesome life was. How awesome. There used to be weeks we did not leave the yeshiva building. We just learned and learned and learned and learned. Those were the days, the sweetest days ever, is sitting and learning Torah with no distractions whatsoever. It's the most enjoyable thing in the world. And not according to me, according to the Creator of the world. And I'm going to end with this with Reb Steinman. I know it's a long answer. Someone went to Reb Steinman, because I get this from teenagers all the time. Someone went to Reb Steinman. It happens to be it's a person Reb Steinman knew who unfortunately left the religion. Okay, he left Torah and mitzvot. He went to Reb Steinman. He told him, Reb Steinman, do you like steak? Good sizzling steak, like the steak. Reb Steinman tells him, "Maza steak. I don't know what you're talking about." So he explains to him what steak is. He's like, Kvodo likes glida, kacha alayam. You know, he's sitting on the beach, kacha. A little chutzpah he said to Reb Steinman. Reb Steinman says, "I know what you're talking about. Get to the point. What's your question?" So he tells them, just like you don't like steak, that's what the teenager told him, just like you don't like ice cream, I don't like Torah. Why do you keep on saying Torah is the sweetest thing, Torah is the sweetest thing, Torah is the funnest, keep on learning, keep on learning? And Steinman tells him, I don't understand. Do we all agree that honey is sweet? Everybody can agree honey is sweet. You might not like too much honey, okay, but everybody knows honey means sweet. Nothing to disagree on. Honey is a sweet mixture. So too says Reb Steinman. God said Torah is sweet. Now, maybe you don't like too much Torah, just like you don't like too much honey. Maybe you're not in the mood of Torah, just like you're not in the mood of honey. But you can't erase facts. The facts is Torah is sweet. Who said that? Hashem said that. If you can't taste it, if you don't taste the sweetness and you try it, then something is wrong with your tongue. Something is wrong with your taste buds. Not the item, not the honey, not the Torah. Torah is sweet. If you want to enjoy your life, learn Torah. Don't fool yourself. Don't be lazy. Stop at the excuses. Don't waste time and pursue the truth. That's learning Torah. That was like a 20-minute speech.
Okay, everywhere was precious. But in your answer, you mentioned that sometimes like people they might have like let's say you do believe, but sometimes you have like these thoughts like, I don't know, like is there Hashem? Like so how do you come to the realization that there's a creator of the world, that there's Hashem? Is it do you have to go through a whole 20-hour science diving into science? Is it through how do you find out that there's a Hashem in the world?
Basically, how does it create the world? That was Nathan. Okay. Yeah. Answer is like this, Albatai. Beautiful question. Beautiful question. How do we know there's a creator to the world? The answer is like this. Don't ask, how do we know there's a creator in the world? Ask, prove to me there's no creator in the world. The fact that Hashem exists is common sense. Everything in the world has a creator. Can you think of one thing? Give yourself 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Can you mention in your mind one thing in the world that wasn't created by somebody or something, that wasn't invented or manufactured? There's not one thing in the world, Rabbi, that wasn't created by someone, whether it's the table, whether it's the chairs, or the camera, or the walls, or I don't know what, the trees. Everything was created by something. Us, human beings, everything was created by something. So why should a person assume that the world wasn't created by something, by a God, by a creator? Common sense tells us that just like there's a creator for everything in this world, every item, there's also a creator to the whole world. If you want to tell me there is no God, you're going against common sense. You have to prove to me there's no God. Common sense tells us there is a creator to the world. He is here and he created the world. Imagine I take you to one of the big buildings in Manhattan. Very fancy buildings. You walk in, you see the windows are perfectly shaped. You know, when you go to Manhattan buildings, you hope not to see one window is like this, one window is like this. Architects and the developers, whatever, the builders never make those mistakes. Everything is calculated to the inches. Imagine to tell you, oh, this whole building, you know what happened? Some pancake fell from the sky, boom, hit the earth, and boom, the building went up, I don't know what, a whole huge building, 50 floors. You're going to start laughing in my face. How could it be such a thing? It's a pancake fell from heaven, hit earth, and a whole building that's so perfectly fine. That makes no sense. You know, it's not Purim. Stop making jokes like that. But Abatai, whoever claims there's no creator to the world and the world came from the Bing Bang, what kind of fake news is this? It's seriously unbelievable nonsense. It comes from laziness. It comes, a person, unfortunately, we know we have a halacha that you're not allowed to bribe rabbis. You know, a famous thing. You're not allowed to bribe rabbis. Let's say you have a rabbi that's a dayan, that's a shofet, that's a judge. If you give him a gift, even shalach manas for Purim, if you want to give him a gift as a friend, if you ever want to go to his betin, to his court cases, he cannot be your judge in your case. Because you gave him, one time you gave him a gift, that's enough to make an effect in his heart, to judge, to have favor in your eyes, and he's going to judge for you for your own benefit. That's what the Torah tells us. Gifts are me'anei nechachim. They blind the tzaddikim. They blind the rabbis. Unfortunately, naturally, it's every human being, not only rabbis. It blinds the person to love you more, to like you more, and eventually it's going to go off from the real judgment, from the real halacha. Says the Chafetz Chaim in many Sfarim, if that's by big tzaddikim, if big rabbis can chas v'shalom be bribed by a small gift, although you didn't have the intention to do that, they cannot be your judges. How much more so? Our desires, and I'm talking to myself, our desires blind us from making the right judgment about life. Our desires blind us for thinking straight. The Yetzirah is so strong. Our desires to do what we want is so strong that a person will even deny there's a creator to the world. Are you normal? Is that any common sense? How can a person even think like that? Because you're blinded. You're being bribed by your desires who tell you do what you want, don't do what's right. You want to live life with no creator. You want to live life with no authority. That's a horrible mindset, Rabbi. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. Life is about serving Hashem, and there's no greater enjoyment than serving Hashem. How did I get to this? How did I get to this? So, how is that created to the world? The answer to that question is beautiful question, and my answer to you is, I'm going to ask you the question. Prove to me there's no creator to the world. Common sense says there's a creator to the world. Besides, do you feel Hashem? If you really about yourself, you can feel Hashem. You can definitely feel Hashem. One suggestion to really feel Hashem, I'll give you a suggestion. If you're a boy, learn for 3 hours or 4 hours straight. Close your phone, no distractions, no coffee breaks. Go use the bathroom before. Learn for 3 hours straight. I guarantee you, the sense of feeling you're going to have after 3 hours of learning Torah is something you can't explain. You're going to feel the Creator. That's automatic. That's automatic. And for girls, that's a person that's not capable of learning, try to go see tzaddikim, really top rabbis of the generation. When you're next to them, you're going to have a certain sense of feeling of kedusha, of holiness. You're going to feel the Creator next to them. That's just a tip. But there's no question there's a creator to the world. Grab the opportunity. Hashem gave you life. You're lucky that Hashem put you in this world to serve Him. Grab the opportunity. No more time for nonsense. Is there a God? Is there no God? Stop at that. Stop. I'm going to end up with this. And I tell Nathan all the time. You're never going to find a person that served Hashem his whole life, who was religious, who kept Shabbat and learned Torah and Sneas and kosher. You're never going to find that person who regrets serving Hashem by his deathbed. But you're going to find many Jews, unfortunately, that did not serve Hashem the way they're supposed to. Didn't keep Shabbos, or didn't learn Torah the way they're supposed to. Whether it's their fault or not doesn't make a difference. At their deathbed, they're going to have a certain feeling of regret. What did I do? My desires wasn't worth it. Enough with the shenanigans. Enough of wasting time. What did I do with my life? Now what? It's not worth it. You're going to find many people who regret not being religious the last moment of their lives. Don't make that mistake. Be happy that you're serving Hashem. Keep Shabbos, learn Torah, and know that Hashem wants you to get close to Him. Hashem is waiting for you to get close to Him.
Beautiful. And I think we'll just end off one last question for tonight. Tonight, so we know that the New Year's Eve it just passed, and I know that we don't go. I'm saying that's the secular year, and we know the Jewish year is Rosh Hashanah. But maybe we could maybe take a lesson from this, because as we know that only a short few months ago was Rosh Hashanah, and everyone was trying to be better and make commitments. I'm going to be better. But maybe some people they're like okay, they're looking back like a few months in the past, and they're saying, wait, I'm just the same person. I tried to be better. Okay, I can't do it, I guess. Maybe you can give give us some wisdom about keeping at it, that we can continue our commitments, or maybe tweaking our commitments to maybe something more realistic from Rosh Hashanah time.
Beautiful question. My answer to that is, first of all, whoever asked the question, be aware. Be aware that if you even tried making a commitment, that's already an accomplishment. It's not a small thing. If you really wanted to make a commitment and you meant it by Rosh Hashanah, even though it probably didn't pull through, if it didn't, that's still a mitzvah, and that's still very special in Hashem's eyes. If you read this Sfarim Kedoshim, it's all over. Even the machshava, even the thought of wanting to get close to Hashem is a tremendous accomplishment. Tremendous accomplishment in the eyes of Hashem. In fact, the Gemara in Kedushin tells us that if a Jew wants to do a mitzvah, he had in mind to do a mitzvah, but it didn't happen, it's as if he did the mitzvah. Now, how does that work? Why does Hashem do that? Why does Hashem make it that although you didn't actually do the mitzvah with your hands, it didn't actually come to happen, because you really wanted to do the mitzvah, as if you did it? Because Hashem said, it's all about the mindset. It's all about the ratzon, the bikush, the wanting to grow and get close to Hashem. So if you really made a commitment in Rosh Hashanah, if it didn't happen, as of now, it's still a great mitzvah that you even had in mind to do such a thing. It's still special in the eyes of Hashem. It's as if you did it. Now, to make things practical, to actually change, the Gedolim always warned us not to take something big upon yourself. We know Rav Shach, Zechet Tzedek L'Shavcha, the big Rosh Yeshiva. What did he take upon himself before Rosh Hashanah? He said he took upon himself Birkat HaMazon, reading the Birkat HaMazon, the prayer after bread of the meal, from the Siddur. Obviously, he knew Birkat HaMazon Baal Peh by heart. He took upon himself, I want to say from the Siddur to have more kavanah. We spoke about kavanah. That's another reason to have kavanah. When you actually look at the city, you look at the words that you read. That's what the greatest leader at the time of Shach said. That's what I'm taking upon myself. Reading from a Siddur inside Birkat HaMazon. He took a small thing upon himself. Or let's say Chacham Avad Yosef. One of his Talmidim told me that Chacham Avad Yosef, one Elul, took upon himself to have 2 watches instead of 1 watch. 1 watch on the left, 1 watch on the right. Why did he do that? To remind himself doing Elul, not to waste time. So he had 2 watches. Oh, here goes another second. He learned, and he learned. But you see, the Gedolim took upon himself small things. Because remember, Rabbi, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's not about how much you take upon yourself and you say. It's about the quality of whatever you do take upon yourself. Take upon yourself a small thing. I'll suggest one thing that Reb Chaim Kanievsky wrote to Klal Yisrael this Rosh Hashanah, what to take upon yourself. They asked him, the Gadol Dor, Reb Chaim Kanievsky, what should we take upon ourselves? What should we tell the public? He says, you know what you should take upon yourself? Speak to God every single day. Speak to Hashem. That's what you should take upon yourself. Although we daven Shachrit, although we daven Mincha, we daven Arvit, which is beautiful and great. Besides that, make yourself a special time every single day to have conversation with God. Hebrew, English, Spanish, French, Russian, Arab, whatever you want. Have conversation with Hashem. Speak to Hashem. Talk to Him. That will transform you. You're going to get close to Hashem. You'll change so fast because you're going to feel God. You're going to talk to Him. Like they say, the greatest psychologist is Hashem. He's free and He loves you and He always wants you to come to Him. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, powerful. And there's definitely some practical steps about staying strong, staying Chazaq, and keeping strong during these times and with your commitments. And we want to thank everyone for joining us. And tune in next week as well as every Monday night, 8 p.m. on TorahAnytime.com/Chazaq2, TorahAnytime.com/CHAZAQ, the number 2. And email us your questions. That's the whole purpose of this series, of this platform, to the questions which you always wanted to ask them right now. So email us at events@chazaq.org, events@chazaq.org, and we will see you next Monday night right here.